Trust Max Defender 8, the most advanced weather radar in Florida. Live, this is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38 on your side.
I am President of the United States of America, and the buck stops with me.
Crisis in Afghanistan, why the president says this is no longer America's war, and why local veterans are worried about the escalating conflict. And standing your ground, the law's latest legal battle goes to court as a veteran's family looks for justice. Plus, Manatee County school leaders taking action, the new face mask requirement impacting your kids. And breaking news right now in downtown Tampa, where there is a heavy police presence. Tampa police just sending out this tweet calling the situation active. They are telling people to avoid the area between Marion Street and Harrison Street East. 8 on your side just receiving this picture from someone close to the scene. You can see a number of police cars lined up along the street. 8 on your side has the crew headed to the scene, and stay with us for updates. Right now, Tropical Storm Fred is bringing wind and rain to the Panhandle after making landfall near Cape San Blas. And there's plenty more to keep an eye on in the Atlantic. Let's get you over to meteorologist Ian Oliver. And Ian, there's a lot happening right now.
Jennifer, good evening. Yeah, very active in the Atlantic. Still 3 named storms that we're tracking. Fred, of course, as you mentioned, made landfall earlier this afternoon. Most of the heavy rainfall already starting to spread Panhandle. Max winds with the 8 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center at 50 miles per hour, but this was a well-formed tropical storm when it made landfall eastern part of the Panhandle, very close to where Hurricane Michael made landfall a few years ago, with max winds around 65 miles per hour. Good news again, it's fast motion off to the north, pulls those impacts away from the Gulf Coast, but still a formidable storm surge across portions of the Big Bend ongoing. Tropical depression, Grace, that's very close to tropical storm status and bringing, unfortunately, very heavy rainfall to areas that were just rocked by the tragic earthquake across portions of Haiti. That's where mudslides will be a concern, and also the possibility that this becomes a Category 1 hurricane as it heads towards Mexico late in the week. And now we have Tropical Storm Henri. Max winds at 40 miles per hour. This one thankfully does a loop around Bermuda and outside of tropical storm conditions on that island nation, not a threat to land. So we've got that right now in the tropics, 3 named storms. I'll let you know what to expect locally as we move on through the rest of the week, coming up in a few minutes. Jennifer?
Thank you, Ian. Storm season is far from over. For the latest forecast on the go, make sure you download our free Max Defender 8 app. A tumultuous day overseas. People in Afghanistan are flooding Kabul's airport, rushing in and trying to jump on planes as the Taliban seized control of the country. Militants took over the presidential palace, armed with weapons the U.S. bought for the Afghan army. Meanwhile, the U.S. is trying to evacuate diplomats.
American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves.
The president went on to say he won't make mistakes the U.S. has made in the past and will not fight a war that is not in the interest of our country. Tonight, a Tampa woman is desperately worried for her husband, who is stuck in Afghanistan. And a retired Green Beret in Tampa also fears for the Afghan citizens he fought alongside because he believes their lives are now in danger. 8 on your side's Jeff Patterson has their stories from MacDill Air Force Base. Due to a high demand for testing, the city of Tampa opened a second free new site. This one is a drive-through location at Al Barnes Park on East 21st Avenue. It will be open daily from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. 8 on your side spoke with a father who brought his 2 children in this afternoon. He had nothing but appreciation for the healthcare workers conducting the COVID tests.
These guys are awesome. They took care of us. They brought us here. They protected us. They had masks, and they were very hygienically sensitive, which gave us comfort level. So I love these guys, and we should really thank them for all the work they're doing.
No appointments are needed at this new testing site. Both PCR and rapid antigen testing are available. Manatee County schools are reinstating a mask mandate for students district-wide. There is an opt-out option for parents. The decision came down early this afternoon following an emergency meeting. Allison Henning was there and has the latest. Out of our Pinellas County Bureau, the man accused of killing his wife and in-laws was in court today. Shelby Neely had a pre-trial meeting in Pinellas County where he's facing one of two trials. Lawyers set another hearing for October where they will discuss his competency to stand trial. Years after a deadly shooting in Tampa took the life of a decorated Navy SEAL, the long-awaited trial was finally set to begin this week. The jury was seated on Friday, but over the weekend, a settlement was reached. However, that may not be the end of the case. 8 on Your Side investigator Walt Buteau has the latest on this Stand Your Ground case. Still ahead, returning to work, how your commute could be costing you thousands. Plus, a Bay Area man looking to avoid the hassle of car dealerships is getting the runaround. 8 on Your Side's Shannon Bankin finds out why he might not actually own his new car.
I'm 8 on Your Side's Avery Cotton. The used car market is hotter than ever, but pre-owned cars can sometimes have problems. See tips on how to determine whether a used car is a good deal or potential trouble. Get your local news 7 to 9 tomorrow morning on Great 38.
What have you been known to strip your clothes off?
Get wild with Family Feud. New episodes this fall.
News Channel 8 on Grade 38 is sponsored by Robert Sparks Attorneys. Serious cases need serious lawyers. GetSerious.com. Cheated, lied to, or tricked? She's tackling every opportunity to make something that went wrong right. Better Call Bacon is on your side.
A Riverview man bought an SUV through the popular online dealer Carvana, but 4 months later, there are serious questions about where the title is, and he can't register the vehicle with the DMV. That's when he knew he'd better call Bankin. School is back in session and more people are returning to work. That could be costing you a big chunk of time and money. A survey by LendingTree.com found in Tampa, the average commute was 51 minutes, costing an extra $5,000. It's a similar situation in St. Pete. Researchers looked at things like the cost of tolls, parking passes, and gas prices.
Max Defender 8, the most advanced weather radar in Florida, sponsored by Farah & Farah.
Certainly a nice finish to our Monday. Live picture for you out in Lakeland, 79 degrees, cooler after some showers rolled on through. About 1/10 of an inch of rainfall recorded at that location today. Most of the rainfall, thankfully though, yesterday and the stronger storms earlier today that were associated with Tropical Storm Fred stayed well off to our west. We certainly didn't need several inches of rainfall, and after what we went through last week with those soakings each afternoon, that likely would have led to some flooding. Right now on Max Defender 8, we got some lighter showers rolling through central and southern parts of Pinellas County. Coastal areas right now, Pasco and Hernando. These were some stronger thunderstorms out in the Gulf of Mexico, but they've weakened considerably. Satellite and radar picture shows Tropical Storm Fred that did earlier this afternoon, eastern part of the Panhandle. That's racing fairly quickly off to the north at this point. Rest of this evening, last of these showers fade away. We are in an onshore flow though with Fred off to our north. A southwest wind off the Gulf of Mexico. That'll bring at least a chance of a few showers to coastal areas first thing on Tuesday morning. And then as we move on through the day tomorrow, that southwest wind does push the best rain chances inland east of I-75 through the second half of the day. Right now, Tropical Storm Fred, as I mentioned, its motion north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. The center of circulation, you see, now starting to make that move farther off to the north into portions of Alabama and Georgia, but the most disruptive weather with it is on the north and northeast side of that circulation where we're seeing the gustiest winds. Still got some tropical storm warnings in coastal areas, storm surge warnings as well for the Big Bend. But you see that forecast path over the next couple of days quickly racing off to the north and east, likely a remnant area of low pressure by Wednesday. Rainfall potential over the next 5 days. That's still bringing a bunch of rainfall with it on its journey to the north. But us locally, we've just got some manageable showers and thunderstorms each afternoon. Thankfully, nothing that'll lead to flooding. Area low pressure right now, this tropical depression Grace. It actually did slide on shore. It center of circulation earlier today in the Dominican. Now it's moving over Haiti, bringing several inches of rainfall to areas trying to recover from that devastating earthquake. And with that, the possibility of mudslides and additional flooding. This system moving off to the west, and that's getting stronger as it does so, kind of shooting the gap here in between Cuba and Jamaica. A forecast path that, if it avoids the Yucatan, it's already forecast to become a Category 1 hurricane. This could be our first Category 2 hurricane of the 2021 season. We'll be watching those trends as it heads west towards Mexico. And Tropical Storm Henri, our newest named system. This has a bit of an odd path ahead over the next several days, essentially moving clockwise around Bermuda. The possibility of some tropical storm conditions there, but otherwise not a threat to land. 8-day forecast showing the best showers and thunderstorms drifting inland tomorrow. Back to a normal setup Wednesday, Thursday. Slightly drier air aloft will cut our rain chances just a little bit heading into the weekend. Jennifer?
And thank you. Next in line, Muhammad Ali's grandson brings the legend's name back into the ring. Plus, your official Buck Station gets you up close to the action. Why it may have been a little too close for one member of our crew. You're watching News Channel 8 on Great 38.
Max Defender 8 Weather is sponsored by the Law Office of Catania and Catania.
News Channel 8 is your official Buck Station, and 8 on your side is always getting close to the action, sometimes a little too close. During this weekend's Bucks preseason game, a Bengals player ended up running off the field. He crosses the sideline and straight into our operations technician, Lisa Reuter. Today, we spoke to her about what happened.
I was on the sidelines, and one of the Bengals players was running head straight at me, jumped over some cables, and I couldn't get out of the way fast enough, unfortunately. Was hit kind of in my shoulder, knocked me down flat. I remember getting up, having grass in my glasses, but he held me up. He was really nice.
And as you can see, she wasn't the only one in the way. Our Dan Lucas narrowly avoided getting hit as well. Boxing icon Muhammad Ali made his professional debut over 60 years ago. This weekend, his grandson did the same, continuing the family legacy. Joe Fryer shows us how he's living up to the Ali family name. Still ahead tonight, police chase after a stolen RV. Now the owners are pleading for help. The RV company, they say, is turning a blind eye.
This is the place for your best Bucks coverage. News Channel 8, your official Bucks station.
Hall of Famer, how did you not know? Championship about to win a Super Bowl. Touchdown dance, celebrating cause I'm home. Cleats on my feet, running routes all day. MVP, I'm the best on the list. You can join the team cause we headed to the ship. Hey, you can have a champ.
This is the home of the world champions. Watch the Bucks take on the Titans right here. Saturday at 7:30 on News Channel 8, your official Bucks station.
Live, this is News Channel 8 at 8 on Great 38 on your side.
8 on your side, starting with breaking news this Monday night. We are following a heavy police presence downtown Tampa. And new information, police say they have someone in custody. This all unfolding at Marion Street and Harrison Street East. You can see police cars lining that street. They are calling the situation active and telling people to avoid the area. 8 on your side does have a crew headed to that scene. Right now, your Max Defender 8 storm team is keeping a close eye on 3 tropical systems. One of them, Tropical Storm Fred. This was the view in Tallahassee this evening. You can see wet roadways as rain fell, and the tropics, well, they're not slowing down. Let's get you over to Ian Oliver for the very latest. Ian.
Yeah, Jennifer, 3 named storms that we're tracking this evening. Fred moved on shore earlier, eastern part of the Panhandle, as you mentioned, as a well-formed tropical storm. Winds of around 65 miles per hour. You see how far inland it is already, though. Max winds now at 50 miles per hour, pressure up to 999 millibars. This will continue to weaken as we move on through the overnight hours tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. A path that eventually takes it over the Atlanta metro area, bringing some of that tropical moisture and heavy rain off to the north. Just expected to be a remnant area of low pressure by the time we get to Wednesday. Elsewhere, we've got Tropical Depression Grace, very close to becoming a tropical storm once again. That's forecast to happen as we head on through the next 24 to 36 hours. Unfortunately, drenching areas in Haiti, still recovering from that earthquake. Later on this week in the Gulf of Mexico, this does have the potential to become a hurricane before it eventually moves towards mainland Mexico. Tropical Storm Henri, this is brand new. Max winds at 40 miles per hour. That's of the 5 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center. Still there at 8 o'clock, but you see the swirl here of a path around Bermuda, bringing the potential, at least, for tropical storm conditions to the island, but thankfully elsewhere, not a threat to land. I'll get you updated with where we are in the tropics, what we can expect moving forward over the next few days, and of course your local forecast coming up in a few minutes. Jennifer?
Ian, thank you. A Pasco County man is accused of stealing an RV, then leading troopers on a chase. That man was captured, and the owners of the Winnebago reached out to 8 on Your Side, pleading for help. They say the man stole the camper from Camping World in Holiday, and now Camping World is washing its hands of the situation. Chip Olszewski reports. A tragic discovery in Hillsborough County. Deputies say a man who was missing for weeks has been found dead. 88-year-old Christopher McCullough was last seen July 23rd. His body was discovered near his home on Friday. The medical examiner's office is working with detectives to find out how McCullough died. The search continues in Palm Harbor for the person responsible for shooting and wounding several deer with arrows. Melanie Michael is in Palm Harbor as reward money in the case is growing. Out of our Polk County Bureau, Lakeland Regional Health says more and more coronavirus patients are being admitted. As of today, the hospital is treating 395 COVID-positive patients. The previous high of 180 patients was recorded back in January. Out of the COVID patients at the hospital, 51 are in the ICU, 40 are on ventilators. Manatee County Commissioner Kevin Van Ostenbridge is in the hospital battling COVID-19. County Administrator Scott Hopes broke the news. We're hearing that Van Ostenbridge was previously vaccinated with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine earlier this summer. He issued a statement thanking his family and friends for the support they've shown. The University of Florida announced that it will be open for in-person classes this semester. Over the weekend, it reversed an initial announcement telling students and staff the term might begin online because of the surge in COVID-19 cases. The university is not requiring vaccines or masks, but is recommending both. And aid is on your side as kids head back to school. We are teaming up with the Hillsborough Education Foundation for a special school supply drive. Join us from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Wednesday, August 18th, for an all-day school supply drive right here at WFLA. You can learn more at WFLA.com/school supplies. Your official Buck station is following the hunt for back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from a Bucks running back that gave the coaches something to think about during last Saturday's preseason game.
All right, the Bucks were inside for training camp practice this afternoon, and even though there was some rain in the area, this was a planned indoor session. Head coach Bruce Arians and GM Jason Light getting the Bucks ready for 2 difficult workouts later this week with the Tennessee Titans. Give them some air conditioning today. Among the players, we are back Saturday night. This time it's the Bucks and the Tennessee Titans at 7:30. And don't forget to join us at 7 for the Bucks bonus pregame show over on News Channel 8, your official Bucks station. The Rays signed veteran relief pitcher David Robertson today. Dan Lucas, 8 on your side.
It might not look a lot like Christmas, but that isn't stopping Disney. The special Christmas event on its way to Magic Kingdom. And a pup who loves to play ball, but it's not what you think. We'll introduce you to the team player just ahead. There's a new newscast for our community, Noticias Tampa Hoy. Acompáñanos para los informes de última hora, el tiempo y mucho más. Don't miss Noticias Tampa Hoy tonight at 9 on WTTA Great 38.
Hey guys, I want to make a toast.
Come on, George, that's it. Come on, give it to me. Come on, work it. They say, what's your show about? I say nothing. There you go. I think you may have something here.
Seinfeld, tonight at 9:30. Max Defender 8, the most advanced weather radar in Florida, sponsored by Farah & Farah.
Most of today's batch of scattered showers and thunderstorms have come to a close. Really nice Monday evening across the Tampa Bay area. 79 degrees right now in Lakeland. Nice breeze out of the west hour and just 1/10 of an inch of rainfall recorded there today. This is Max Defender 8, where we got some thunderstorms now exiting out of Polk County, exiting out of Highlands County. We've got some lighter showers, central portions of Hillsborough County, and then farther off to the north, Hernando lifting up into Citrus County. These are light showers now, nothing like what we experienced earlier this afternoon in the first part of the evening. That is Tropical Storm Fred, which made landfall the eastern portion of the Panhandle earlier this afternoon. You see this tail of moisture, though, and that's going to at least keep the chance for showers in the forecast heading into the overnight hours tonight. Just a few isolated showers possibility. You see those with our forecast model, but with a southwest wind and onshore flow, muggy conditions first thing on Tuesday. Also the possibility of a few showers, mostly in coastal areas. Then that south and southwest wind will eventually push the best coverage of showers and thunderstorms into our inland spots for the second half of our Tuesday. Essentially the reverse of the weather pattern that we had in place last week with everything drifting back to the coast. We'll get back to that for the second half of the work week. Tomorrow, that is Fred lifting off to our north. A lot of tropical moisture above us, though, and with that, still a good coverage of afternoon showers and thunderstorms expected. That does change, though, heading into the latter portion of this week, and then especially into next weekend. Slightly drier air moves in aloft, and with that, a lesser coverage of afternoon showers and thunderstorms expected. That's the latest update on Tropical Storm Fred. Max winds now down to 50 miles per hour as this continues its trek northward across the Panhandle. Forecast track quickly takes it off to the north up towards the Atlanta metro area, likely just a remnant area of low pressure tomorrow night or early Wednesday. That'll be it for Fred. Tropical Depression Grace. This actually slid onshore the far southern portion of the Dominican earlier today, weakened the system a little bit. Again, a tropical depression that's bringing heavy rainfall to Haiti. Places recovering from that devastating earthquake, but it's continuing to pass off to the west. Shoots the gap here in between Cuba and Jamaica. An opportunity for this to intensify as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula and then potentially into a Category 1 or 2 hurricane as we head into the latter portion of this work week. You do see forecast models, though, in very high agreement taking that system off to the west. Not a system that's going to be impacting the southeastern United States. We've also got Tropical Storm Henri, max winds at 40 miles per hour. This is moving clockwise, essentially right around Bermuda. The possibility of some tropical storm conditions for that island, but otherwise no impacts to land expected with this system. So a couple of areas that won't be impacting the southeastern United States. That's a look out from our News Channel 8 tower cam. Gorgeous shot this evening. Again, overall, a very nice Monday evening. We'll see those showers and thunderstorms moving onshore tomorrow. Lesser coverage of showers and storms heading into the weekend. Jennifer?
And thank you. Something sweet is creating quite the buzz. 8 on your side's Brianda Villegas gives us an inside look at how you can help the small creatures having a big impact on Tampa Bay.
Look at this. My mom's watching. I'm so sorry, Mom, but I promise they're actually really important creatures here, these bees. I'm here with the local beekeeper, Kyle Foster. Thank you so much for being
My
here.
pleasure.
I'm going to hand this off to you, sir.
All right, I've got it for you.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Awesome. So you started beekeeping a while ago, and you've been kind of telling me about how important these critters are to our society, and they help pollinate food as well.
Well, our plants are reliant on pollination that the bees offer us. Basically, most plants, not all, like corn is pollinated by the wind, so bees don't really help in the corn area, but things like strawberries, squash, those kind of things.
Can you talk about little things that families can do at their homes, in their backyards, to kind of help with these bees?
Well, this is a apiary, a bee yard. In the here, I can't even put enough flowers out to help my bees. So bottom line is, if children or families can put out pollination flowers, they can go to a local nursery and say, hey, what can I put out there to help pollination, bees, butterflies, whatever. And that really is helpful to the bees because it's a collective group that helps us, especially in a neighborhood.
Great. Well, thank you so much again for giving us a quick little rundown as well about this, because it's so important to, just educate the community.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Kyle. Well, there are so many places you can also get local honey. I'll be putting a couple of locations where you can go visit on our WFLA app. In Valrico, I'm Brianda Villegas, 8 on your side.
One South Carolina pup is taking his turn at the plate, sort of. You're looking at the Myrtle Beach Pelicans bat dog. His name is Slider, and he's back retrieving baseball bats after being sidelined during the pandemic. As you can see, he's great at his job, and despite running around the field, he doesn't look dog tired. He's doing a great job. There are 131 days until Christmas. Who's counting? And while it may seem like we have a while to prepare, Disney isn't wasting any time. The theme park unveiled this year's special Christmas event at the Magic Kingdom. It's called Disney Very Merriest After Hours. Guests can expect to see twinkling lights, holiday goodies, and of course, a parade. The event will run on select nights from November 8th through December 21st. We'll see you again tomorrow night on News Channel 8 at 8 here on Grade 38. And remember, you can also get news anytime by downloading the WFLA News Channel 8 app. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.
Stay ahead of severe weather. Download the Max Defender 8 app now.